Saskatchewan. We're going to do a presentation on source water protection on Muskowekwan First Nations. Okay, with all the things that are, I like this. With all the things that are happening in the world today, Donald Trump in the States, you've got some you have new councilors, you have new mayors all over the place. What I find really interesting is they found water on Mars. I didn't really get tired of it. There it is. Okay, Muskowekwan First Nation has a total of 1774 registered members. That number could have changed in the past few years. Groundwater is our source. This year is what controls all our wells, and in springtime, fire comes along that's damaged. Here's our wellheads. Here's my water plant, my truck. There's another truck, our water plant. There's a hose right there that could be contaminated. This is our system right here. Okay, what is source water protection? It's protection of potable source water. First barrier approach in all that random dump sites all over the First Nation where people don't want to go to the dump, whether it be for no license, they want to get caught, so they go out to the pastures and they dump their stuff there, which is not right. Okay, our timeline. 2011, 2012, Touchwood Agency Tribal Council hosted conference in Saskatoon, much like this one. 2013, Chief and Council met with Bob Patrick, who expressed interest in working on a source water protection plan. And October 2013, Council resolution to support the source water plan. November, the planning process began with Kelly Grant, graduate student. 2014, a working committee was established. We met 8 times to draft the plan. June of 2014, Chief and Council received draft plan. 2014, October, we had an open house at Muskowekwan School. And like Mr. Gamble said, we got to start targeting the younger people because the older people are too old to want to change, like myself, but I'm glad I changed. But the kids, they are the messengers. They are the ones that go home and tell their emotions, tell their co-coms, tell their moms, their dads, this is what I learned, this is what you should do. And it's through them, their influence, that we get the message across. These here are the 5 stages of source water protection plan. Number 1 is to establish a working committee. Number 2, complete source water assessment. Number 3, identify risk management actions. Number 4, develop implementation strategy. Number 5, review and update the source water protection plan. That's got to be done yearly because there's a lot of change out there. Okay, Muskowekwan working committee consisted at the beginning of band counselor, plan champion. Since we had 2 counselors on water that term, we had 2 counselors on the team. We had our band manager, we had 2 water plant operators, and we had Muskowekwan school representative. He worked with the water in the school and grounds and stuff. We had an elder. Elders are always important to bring into situations like this. And then we had a member of our community health services. So they all had input on this. Okay, Muskowekwan water system. Okay, it consists of, we have a water treatment plant, we have green sand filters, followed up by 5 banks and membrane filtration, and then we have an RO bottle fill at the end of that as well. We've got 2 production wells plus 1 backup well. We're piped distribution to 60, 70 homes. That number could be a little bit higher now because over the years we've been building houses. We've got truck fill distribution. That number is about this right. It's about a little over 90 houses. We're trying to get away from that because of the concerns we have with cisterns. And cleaning them yearly, and every time something happens, we're out there fixing them. I have one clear well in our Smallville. It's 3 kilometers from my water plant, and it takes care of the west side of the reserve, the schools, and some of the buildings over there as well. Okay, Muskowekwan drinking water risks. Okay, we've got a lot. We got that Leslock Lagoon I talked about. We got a school lagoon that's really flooded, bad. It looks like a big pot. We have water fill site stations for railroad trains. Those are gone now, but the stations are still there. The holes in the ground are still there. The pipes are still there. We've got animals that have fell into these things, and you know, it's not good. We've got flooded wells. We've got uncapped wells. This water treatment plant fill hose is a concern because it's exposed to the elements every day. How we deal with that is, in the morning I have a mixture of Javix and water. I go spray that down every day, and being that it's hunting season, I have people coming there thinking that that's the right tool to use to wash out their trucks of blood and stuff like that, not knowing, or maybe they are knowing, but of what that could cause to our water system. We've got old household heating tanks still around that kids use for rafts and such. We've got outside contractors that bring in garbage. Oh, I better move. Or maybe I'll put this way. We've got trains, I spoke about derailment. We've got grass lawn burning. That's every spring that happens. That affects that electrical component I showed you at the beginning. It also affects our infiltrators. Anything we got out there that's going to help us deliver good water to the First Nation. You know, we've got a lot of ideas on how to deal with that. Gravel pits or something, just to keep the fire guards or something like that right here. Okay, medium risks, all these abandoned houses, abandoned vehicles, high plant, diesel shed. That diesel shed burned, but still hasn't been cleaned up yet. Well, I like this here. This will give you an idea of what's high, what's medium, what's low risk. Okay. Okay, State Street, management actions. Let's talk, being good neighbors, try to work with them, try to get rid of this problem with their lagoon and all that. They are our neighbors. We have the school lagoon, that's a big pot of soup. We've got private wells out there. We've got 90 cisterns. We've got household sewage, uncapped wells, treatment plants, filling hose, outside contractors. We're trying to get rid of this well here. That's right in the village, and there's kids playing by it every day. This is the multi-year approach. This is what you see in cities and stuff like that. You know, source water protection. It's good. We have limited funding. We have lots of workers and stuff like that. Source water treatment, again, distribution, monitoring, and a response plan. And here, multi-barrier approach on the First Nation. Okay, my wellhead, like I said, was exposed to the elements and all that. That's all been cleaned up now. This year as well, if that ever burned, water would be down. My truck fill hose again. Not only the truck full hose, but the vessel that's carrying the water, the truck, that's got to be cleaned up weekly. Our water cisterns, those are bad, but Muskowekwan has taken steps to repair and clean them all this year. These are some of the things that we've got from, or we've been approved for through IMAC, well decommissioning, diesel shed, sensor on the production wall. We did a lot of this work ourselves, but just the stuff that required a lot of money, we didn't get to it. We got allotted a certain amount of dollars, but being that when we called the contractors in the summertime, and by the time we got the money, it was winter time, there was no dollars, their prices had all changed. So if we could, you know, kind of hurry to track that transaction between INAC and the First Nations, or else take in mind that, okay, the costs are going to go up and, you know, get us going that way. And there's more to come. Plan implementation never stops, and it doesn't. It's every year you've got to keep going at it. Benefits of source water protection planning. Promotes community dialogue and communication, financial leverage, or implementation of the plan. I talked too fast. Okay, easier and cheaper to protect source water than to remediate. I like that one. Proactive sends the right message to youth, membership, and the industry. Reminds the community of the importance of safe drinking water. Okay, challenges for source water protection. You need a champion. You need somebody to go out there and pass the message on that people know that this is a problem. It's up to us to take care of it. There's many points of contamination, truck cistern, wells, etc. Once you get to the cistern, you also got the pipes into the homes and such. Limited control outside reserve boundaries, railroad transportation, airborne contaminants, agriculture. We've got high plant, we've got a feedlot, we've got a lot of stuff back there. Lack of source water protection planning examples in Canada. First time application of the source water protection plant template in Saskatchewan, opportunity for First Nations to be leaders in source water protection planning. I like that one as well. Okay, next steps in Muskowekwan. Identify additional funding sources, whether it be somebody we partnered up with over the past few years, try to get dollars that way. Identify partnerships, ranchers, town, potash mine, Cancel school. But the biggest thing I like is work through the doable priorities. Don't look at the whole plan. Just pick one at a time. Take it off your plate, just one at a time. You know, it goes a long ways when you do it, look at it that way, rather than, oh, that's too much, I can't handle that. Just take one little piece, boom, boom, and then all of a sudden that little pile looks a lot smaller. It doesn't look as intimidating. Okay, celebrate and inform membership of plan achievements. It's always great to let the kids know, because they in turn, they go out, they tell their parents, they tell their mushrooms, they tell their co-coms. And the thing about kids at that age, the older people will listen to them. Big time. All right, I love this. There's no greater medicine than water. It is foundational. Our very beginnings, it reminds us where we came from. Our first environment was the water. With that, I think I'm getting kicked off stage, so I'll be sitting right here with Associate Professor Bob Patrick. Anybody has any questions for me, I'll be glad to answer. Thank you very much.